Hello, hello, and welcome to Hero Infinite with another brand new hero played by my friend Dova.
Hello.
Yay. So, do you want to just hop back into it, or do you want to spend the first 5 to 10 minutes meanderingly talking about things like I do in almost every other stream?
Well, I don't know exactly what we can talk about. I believe that we can jump right into it if you would like,
Yeah.
unless you have a topic that you want to start on. Maybe wait a little bit
So,
until
about
we
Will
get some
Smith at
people
the
to...
Oscar. I'm kidding.
Oh,
As of the time
Jesus.
streaming, as of the time we're streaming that's still fairly recent news. But this is gonna go up in like 3 weeks, so I'm sure. God, I'm sure there'll be some fucking crazy shit about how that's going by then. Anyway, let's actually focus. Let's actually stay on topic, rather than meandering and talking about nothing for the first 5 minutes like I always do. Okay.
Sure.
Also, I keep turning away from the microphone because I'm doing wild gesturing toward my computer screen rather than toward the mic. I need to act like the mic's a person.
Your camera's on, man. Not on, man. They won't see it.
I don't even have a camera yet. That is a thing I
Yeah.
want to invest into at some point. I think it'd be be a fun thing to hear. Anyway, I'm doing that thing again where instead of DMing, I'm talking about bullshit. So let's
Right.
just hop in. So immediately establishing scene. We have words. You know, we open up on a farm in sort of like some middle America state undefined, unless you want to define it, Dova.
We
Uh,
start out... it's a middle America farm.
yeah. No
Middle America
specified
farm.
state yet.
Nothing yet.
All right. Sort of like, we pan through the open fields. There's a relaxed farmer sitting there, sort of almost dozing off on his porch. Nearby, there's a a little fenced off area full of like chickens and roosters walking about, just having a gay old time. And something rustles in the brush nearby. The dog that's supposed to guard the chickens, he's a big fat dog just sitting there lazily with its eyes closed. And out from the brush begins to creep a fox, slowly making its way towards the chickens. And as the fox approaches, suddenly, do you think... Okay, here's the thing I'm going to throw out. Spoilers. But anybody who's read the title probably is not spoilers. Do you think there's any like glow effect to your psychic energy, Dova?
No,
Yeah.
only if you are able to act. Only if someone is psychically gifted can you see an aura, I would
Okay.
imagine.
What color do you think the
Because,
aura
like,
would have? Because for the sake of descriptive, we're going to describe the aura as visible.
I'm going to say. Let's throw it out there, say purple.
Alright, a purple aura enraptures the fox. And, what would you do to stop the fox from getting to the chickens? I want you to control what the action is.
Well, what I would say is that the fox would be lifted up and thrown away over into the forest.
It
So
just gets
that,
yeeted off into the trees.
yes, and mind you, this is a farm, so the trees are quite far
Yeah.
away.
So it goes flying off, and you just hear like the sound of tree branches breaking, and the farmer's sort of like, huh? He like sits up and looks over, and he sees there's just a little bit of red fur caught on the barbed fence. And he looks over, and is like, "Good job there, Poochie. You got rid of another one, eh? And here, have a treat." And he throws a little bone with some meat over to the dog, who just like lifts his head lazily, like doesn't quite catch it, just bounces off his face, and then he starts chewing on it. And then the camera pans over to do you want to describe yourself and give a little inner monologue introducing your character, as if you were speaking to the audience in character?
For many years, I have roamed this land as an entity simply living his life in peace, living the lives that most creatures do, eating good food with my friends and loved ones. The sheen of the sun on my feathers glistens in the morning dew?
What
Yeah,
do you do?
morning dew. The ro- the red on my comb is warm from the sun as well. The burrs on my legs are large. I think they get it. I think they get it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a chicken.
It's a chicken.
I'm just a normal chicken.
We have.
Living out his life as just a normal entity, but
Yeah.
something that he is immensely powerful. It seems as though. Are you a
Hen or
hen or
rooster?
rooster? I am a rooster.
Mhm.
Yes, you can make the
we
joke.
the the camera pans through and we see like uh a painting of like an old like Victorian era man with Nugget, that's his name by the way, Nugget the chicken, Nugget on his lap, and we pan by like old like early like sepia photographs and black and white photographs and early shitty ones all the way up to modern digital ones, just walls upon walls of generations of farmers with this pet chicken. And you know that for generations his family has raised this same chicken, and not thought anything strange of how long it has lived. It is just, the lucky rooster of the family who has sired all of their chickens. Um,
Many many offspring have been made.
yes, the little nuggetlings. And
Nugget.
some say the chicken nugget gets its name from Nugget the chicken. Um, so as we begin, hang on, mic adjustment incoming. Ah, yeah, that's the stuff.
Can we name the babies Tendies?
Little tendies, Nugget in the tendies. Yes. Um, and as you established, Nugget's just lived his life here as a chicken that happens to have unbelievable psychic powers and has never thought anything of it. But on this day, something is different. The farmer, he turns and he starts talking with, the mailman, just making idle chit-chat about how calm the farm life is, but Nugget, you feel something strange. You see all living creatures emanate this energy, a subtle, delicate, like murmur and hum, a ripple of psychic energy. Every single human, every plant, even the earth itself, rocks and buildings, everything has a psychic side to it. And it all intercommunicates, a small, ever-changing ocean current of psychic power. And you feel something you've never felt before. A powerful wave ripples through everything. Something strong has made a splash in the psychic world, and you've never experienced this before in all your life.
Quite the conundrum. I'm obviously very perplexed. I don't know what to make of it. Something different to shock my simple life.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I suppose I'll go a little bit towards where I felt the ripple from.
So, alright, the chicken just lifts a few feet off the ground and just starts moving through the air.
Okay. When God has chosen a chicken for a gift, the power to rule Popeyes with an iron fist.
Little Popeyes with an iron fist.
Well, considering that I've never felt this before, I'm not sure too much how to proceed from here. I'm not sure if I should go towards it or should I stay back. It is a bit daunting. to leave everything behind, to go where
Hmm.
someplace that I've never been before. It's almost a bit startling. Hmm. Where should I go? Should I stay?
Should I stay or should I go now?
Hmm.
God, I can see in like the
I'll
TV.
try to.
Hmm?
Can I try to focus in on maybe the exact location on where this
Ooh.
disturbance is from?
Uh, yeah. I'll do a dice roll because you have psychic sense. So your psychic sense gives you more of a general vibe. It won't give you any kind of visuals or anything like that.
That's fine. I imagine like uh almost like I imagine that when I sensed it, it's almost like a sound or something in your head or something
Yeah,
like
and
that.
you're
You
trying
almost
to
like
like get an idea
pinpointed
of
if you
where that
can.
sound's coming from.
Yeah.
All right, you rolled a solid 5 successes. Oh no, sorry, a solid 4. One of those wasn't a succeeding die. Still, that's good. You can tell it's from very far. How much of a grasp of the wider world do you have?
I don't imagine much considering the fact that I've been traded with the family uh,
Mm,
for
you
generations now. I
is it
imagine
safe to
probably what it
say?
is.
So yeah, you date back to colonial era potentially. So it's safe to say that you came here from uh Europe. It's as
Yeah.
far it came from the west. As far west as it would be for you to go back to your home in the east.
Hmm. That's very far.
Ye.
Well, considering that I still have a life, many other many other
But
things to protect, but
yeah, and you can
if I
you have confidence that you shouldn't be gone for too long to do this.
true,
A few days max.
I can reach there. I imagine that if I tried, I might be able to reach there pretty quickly.
Hmm. Again, right now you're just like floating like 4 meters in the air above the chicken coop, looking in the direction of where you felt the wave. The farmer and the mailman talking, not even noticing you in the background behind their like mundane everyday conversation about fucking uh I
The
don't know.
weather or something like
Yeah.
that.
They're just talking about the weather and gas prices.
Hmm. Well, I suppose that it would be reason to go for a little bit of an adventure. I don't imagine that they'll miss me for too long.
Hmm. So you go flying off. Like,
I'm thinking if I should. Maybe I'll look around the area for now just to make sure that there's nothing around and
hmm.
then I'll decide to head out.
Yeah. There's nothing in like you don't sense any like malicious psychic energy in the immediate area now that you got rid of the fox. It
Okay.
tends to just be that one like the area tends to be pretty safe. It's just that one same fox that always comes back, and every couple weeks you got to get rid of it. So
Hmm.
with one throw, it tends to keep back for a little while, licking its wounds before it tries again.
All right. I'll go out on a little adventure. 20
So
minute 20-minute adventure. In and out. Let's
in and
go.
out. And then just boom, a sonic boom as the chicken goes flying off into the distance. And this is where in a TV show I could totally see fucking like we cut to like some teens in a car driving at full speed and it's full blast playing that song, should I stay or should I go now? They're all just like sitting there and then like woof, you go flying by and they're like, what was that? And you go by things like, Trump 2020 election signs and like, you go flying past LA and like I not so subtle. There's things that would reference the fact that timeline placement. It is currently the year 2020, and as of when we're doing this,
Okay.
so that's me drop revealing that this part of the plot is taking place, fucking 2 years in the past, as you
Got
zip through the air. Um, and you fly like like time lapse style. We have you fly over like the middle of America, past Las Vegas and Hoover Dam, past Los Angeles, over the Pacific Ocean. Like not kicking up water at fishing boats. They're all the fishers like, what then, Sam? Huh? You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, fucking. You fly over Hawaii, through the Polynesian islands before you start to fly toward, we arrive at Tokyo, where you make your way towards where you sense this wave of energy, or where you sense the wave of energy coming from. And like you're now like you're above the Tokyo Tower, sort of just like spinning, floating in the air, trying to like sense where the energy could have come from.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of Japanese people just looking up like, oh, rotating chicken.
Okay. I
Um,
want to. Okay.
and I'll do another roll to see if you can narrow down where it came from.
Yeah, I need to figure out because, like you said, it was just a general like direction that I kind of figured out where I am at, right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so you just got a passing roll that time.
oh, okay.
Last time it was like, okay, yeah, you rolled really good, so you can sense the general area from this far away, and this time it's like, ooh, you can just about like figure out. But now that you're in the correct city, it's not as bad. And God, what's that famous street in Japan? The place where all the Yakuza games take place.
Oh yeah, Kamurocho.
Yeah,
Well,
Kamurocho.
no, I feel like Kamurocho is based on
Oh,
the name
Kamurocho's a
Kamurocho
parody. Yeah.
is like it's based on a real place. I don't know exactly.
I'm
The name of
thinking
it.
the street from Durara.
I know exactly what you're thinking of. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
exactly.
it's the Japanese equivalent of Times Square. I forget what it's called right now. I could probably look it up,
Oh
but
yeah, no, then that's not Kamurocho. I know what you're talking about. It's with the all the crosswalks and everything like that, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. So I'm guessing that I just like I land somewhere in the alley somewhere, and then I just like walk out, and I'm just gonna be like
Yeah.
walking down. And I'm just gonna
Yeah.
be like trying to pinpoint exactly
You
where it is.
land down and start walking like a normal chicken searching around.
Yeah, just like pecking around and stuff.
And
Okay.
it's worth mentioning that Nugget can understand all human languages and chickens. Because of the psychic connection you hold with these living creatures. Like,
Hmm.
you while you may not understand the exact words all the time, you understand the message that people are trying to send when they speak.
Almost like a instead of it being body language, almost like being like a psychic body language or something.
Yeah. So you always
I
know what
understand.
people are saying. And as you like are walking around, a couple of guys in like white suits like look down and they're like they look at you going by for a moment and one of them's like, could that be the one? I'm not sure. There's one easy way to find out, and the man's gonna reach down and try and grab you.
All right. Well, obviously, a strange man trying to grab me is a no. So I'm
Strange
going
man
to.
trying to grab cock.
So I'm just going to try and run away for now.
Alright, being a small, clumsy chicken, that comes at a disadvantage.
Okay. Still try
Uh,
to run away.
you success. So he goes to grab you, you like jump up in the air, fluttering your wings, and like, and fucking start running down the road, and the other one's like, oh, get that chicken! And they start like running after you, and like as they say that, a couple of other men in white suits with sunglasses all look over, and they all start like running toward where you are. And now we are officially in. Hang on a second. Let me get the UI bar. UI bar up here, please. Go. Fuck. Oh
To
god.
answer the question, yes. Yes, Nugget does have spurs, yes.
Spurs? Is that like little chicken claws?
Yeah, spurs on a chicken. Let me pull it up.
I think I've seen what they look like. If you want to post it in a way that people can see it, you could always throw it down into the gas network hero. Or throw in Alaric talk is what I'll say. And I
Alric
can,
talk. Okay.
yeah. Oh my God! Hold on. Somebody posted fan art of Nugget already.
What? Excuse me? How though?
Hang on, here we go. We got fan art of Nugget already. Look at that. I have it on stream now.
Oh my god.
T-posing chicken. Fantastic.
It's amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. If you want to throw reference imagery in, I can always bring it up in Hero Talk. Let me just hide that again.
Yeah. For reference, let me see if I can just copy paste this real quick.
Yeah. In the meantime, did I bring the thing up that I meant to bring up? Yeah, I have the UI up now. So we enter chase sequence. So
yep, there we go. For reference, that is a spur on a chicken. It is a claw that comes out of their foot. It's mostly used for defense/offense. And it can be very dangerous.
There it is. There. Oh, hang on. Let me move Discord above the UI. There we go.
Yep, those be spurs.
Yeah, that's a chicken spur. That is actually kind of terrifying. Got rid of the wrong. There we go. So yeah, we now
All right, so now we're in like we're in a sequence.
Yeah, a challenge sequence or a challenge situation. So every time I know this is your first session, so it's going to be it's a chase sequence currently where they are trying to catch you. If the bar completely fills in with yellow, then they have successfully captured you. If it completely fills in with red, you have evaded them and they've lost your track. Like they've stopped being able to track you. Okay. You are the hero, so you get the first action of the the sequence of the scene.
Okay, so first I need to you said that there are several men following me. I want to kind of establish is this just am I just generally running or am I fighting these guys? And if so, if I'm fighting them, how many are chasing me?
It is your determination of whether or not you want to simply run away or if you want to stand your ground and fight them off.
Okay.
I like to keep goon count, as I put it, vague, so that we can have you take out as many goons as we want without running out of goons.
Okay, understood.
There's as many goons as there need to be for the scene to play out, and if you were to like knock out a group of 6 of them, more will spill in from the back alleys, in a style similar to old kung fu movies, in order to keep the amount of enemies needed for the scene to keep going. Yeah, respawning goons, like Veneer Snippet says in chat.
Okay.
It's like wave combat in a video game. You know, like sometimes in a video game where it's like, it's like, oh, get a combat combo of 5,000 in order to progress, and they just keep having enemies run in at you until you get the full combo. It's that. That's how goon combat tends to work. Because in Hero Infinite so far, all combat's been chopped into basically 2 fields: goon combat and goon combat and villain combat, where fighting a villain, like a major named character, tends to work a lot differently because it's more focused on the one-on-one interaction. In this case, it's a series of easy to knock down goons. Basically, every time you succeed in an action of combat, you're going to knock out one of these goons.
Okay, understood. All right, so now, with that in mind, all right, first thing, since I'm trying to run, I'm going to attempt to flee once again. I'm going to try, I guess I'll do like, I'll try to, what are my surroundings like?
You're in the busy streets of Tokyo, Japan. So, there's some food, like think like in a Jackie Chan movie, you know, there's some shop stands, maybe there's a ramen shop somewhere, there's big nice neon signs and canopies, Maybe there's a guy on a ladder, like cleaning a window. There's people walking about in the streets, some cars driving by. It's a nice, busy street environment.
Okay, I understand. All right, I'm going to attempt to duck through the crowds. I assume that you said it was a busy street, so I'm gonna try ducking through the crowds into maybe either a food stand, but if there isn't a food stand around, then I'll try to duck into a back alley.
Alright, so in this case, your chicken physiology does grant you an advantage die rather than the disadvantage it would grant in most other situations.
Yeah, because I'm small and I can crawl through things. Okay, so
Yee. So, you start dodging and running through the streets, but, for every bit of movement you make, the men in the white suits are able to keep pace or more like, every time you turn a street corner, there's more. You had a draw. They got 4 successes, you got 4 successes. So,
okay.
the meter stays where it is. I forgot to mention, I wanted to give you, for your fantastic inner monologues, like, up to this point, I wanted to give you a hero point. So, go ahead and jot that down wherever you want to track your hero points.
Okay.
You know how to spend hero points, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It works the same way as Karma did.
Yeah, Karma, and for those who don't know, Heart of Action, way back in the days before it was streamed, instead of being called Hero Points, it was called Karma. Because elements of Heart of Action are cannibalized from other systems, and there's another system that had Karma, and I cannibalized that. One thing, it's not in the written book yet, but this is the first session where it's being implemented, is, the purchasing of advantage dies now incrementally increases with each advantage die you purchase.
Mm-hmm.
So, the first one costs 1 hero point, the second one costs 2. So to get the 2, it's cumulatively 3 hero points. Okay. I gotta put that into writing in the full rulebook at some point for the next update.
Alright, well, so, seeing as how that they're catching up with me, I'm deciding that I need to...
Oh wait. So actually that was your action, so now it's their action.
Okay.
So... Yeah, like I said, you like start running between people's feet, and they're all like, "Oh, wow," like lifting their feet, while like the men in the white suits are trying to push through the crowd, and like you would turn a corner, and then there'd be another group of them who would look down and be like, "Chicken," and they'd try and grab at you.
Okay.
And at this moment, you've like once again like you jumped underneath the feet of those ones, and another one's basically gonna try and jump on and grab you. So
Okay.
what do you do as your reaction? Because you get reactions when someone attacks you, in air quotes.
Okay, so you said that they're going to jump down and try to grab me.
Yeah.
So, I'll try to use my psychic energy to just grab them before they grab me, and then just throw them off to the side.
Ooh. So, you, even after rolling your additional die from your boost to psychic stuff, you lost by 1 point.
Oh.
So, okay. Hang on. It moves 1 point in their favor. As the guy jumps, like he jumps on you, being careful to not like crush you under his weight, and he just sort of like lands down with like his arms wrapped underneath you a little bit, so his chest is above you, his arms are underneath you, and he sort of like slid into you a little bit, knocking your feet out from underneath you, and you're like on like almost sat on his arms as we flow back into your turn.
Okay, so in that case, I'm obviously going to get agitated. So I only have just the basic abilities right now. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to see if I can I'm going to try some of my psychic powers again. I'm going to see if I can just break his grip off of me, try to see if I can just open up his arms.
Ooh, jeez. Again, 4 successes versus 5, but on the bright side, he was attempting a counter-attack type action, meaning he gets disadvantage, so it's 4v4, the meter stays where it is. So, you start trying to like wriggle free from his grasp, and he's now just like rolling on the ground, holding you like, has like your psychic energy is like...
Mutual struggle, yeah. Okay.
And his hair and like coat are like bellowing from the psychic energy you're giving off, almost like the wind is whipping around him. And a number of other men in white suits all start coming over.
Okay. So this is getting. Let me remember what powers that I have right now. I think I only have like the
The last Discord
telekinesis.
the last Discord post I sent to you lists all of the powers you currently have available. Let me
Okay.
go ahead and pin that so that we have it on hand.
Yeah.
So that's your current power loadout. Which actually I'll read them aloud so that chat can know. So chicken, you gain all of the various benefits and drawbacks that come with being a chicken. Powerful sidekick, you roll an extra die for all psychic actions. Whisper, the hero can psychically place thoughts into others' minds as a means of non-verbal one-way communication. This is a free action. And telekinesis, the hero can mentally move things around them in much the same way someone could do with their muscles. The range is anywhere the character can see, and strength is the same as an average human's lifting strength. That being said, if you roll really, really well, you could potentially lift more than that. But
Okay.
that average human lifting strength is, easily enough for you to lift yourself when you need to.
All right. What I'm thinking is that I'm gonna try picking up the guy who's like grabbing me,
Mm-hmm.
like almost like how I was lifting myself. I'm gonna try grabbing him with me and just try to kind of like float away.
I love that. Alright, let me go ahead and do a roll. Oof. Oof. Constantly with the not too great rolls on your part.
God.
Oh, but you know what? With a equally, if not more horrible roll on their part.
What about the extra dice? Did that help me at all, or is it?
It's just you're not rolling great.
Oh,
So, it's another draw, but in this case, I'm going to call it and say that,
I was probably only able to get like a
yeah,
little bit off the
well,
ground or
you
something like
you
that.
lift yourself up in the air enough that the guy sort of like stood up and he's like when you're like trying to hold a balloon from the top so it doesn't float away, his hands are on you kind of like that.
Okay.
And he's sort of like, oh, and the other ones all look, seeing that you're clearly like levitating, and they all start to kneel down to you and like bow their heads. And one of them goes, "We have found the chicken we seek.
Okay.
Mighty psychic chicken, will you please come with us?"
I'm. To be honest with you, I'm still a little bit weirded out by this, so I'm probably just gonna be like, I'm in my head. I'm just kind of like saying, yeah, no, I have more, I have better things that I gotta deal with right now. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna like, I'm gonna continue to try and float away.
Alright. They didn't put up any sort of fight during their turn because they were hoping you would come with them. So, we're gonna go ahead and give you another psychic power check against the guy holding you.
Okay.
But, okay, this time
Like,
you succeed by 1 point.
okay.
Yeah. Oh
At
man,
least I'll make it even.
my mouse is being a little funky. There we go. So, it moves back one in your favor. Nugget gotta punch them. I gotta tend to my wife and my kids. Like, 5 million kids. Nugget has a harem. You got
All right.
millions of
So,
beautiful chickens swooning for you back home. Um, but,
all right. So I succeeded in the check.
yeah, so you like start to like float away while the guy's like holding you, and he's still holding you, so he just sort of gets like dragged behind you a little bit. You're not like high enough to actually lift him, but he's dragging his feet across the ground. As they're all the men in white suits are like so just watching you try and float away. And one of them's gonna be like, "Please, you don't understand. We serve your predecessor. Another powerful psychic being such as yourself. He knew you would be coming. He needs your aid. Can you understand us?
I do understand him, but with limited information, I really don't have too much to go on. And considering the fact that they all just kind of jumped me, I'm not exactly too willing to trust them. I guess what I'll do is that I'll put in their head basically I have no reason to trust you, and then just kind of keep
Keep
trying to
trying to
fly
float
away.
away.
Yeah,
Alright,
I
get
mean, like, listen. These guys just come out of nowhere, jump me, and then it's just like, yo, come with us, and I'm just, no, you just, no. Okay, so yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and get away,
one
continue
one
doing that, but
one
then like,
point in your advantage again. So again, you're just sort of like floating at like walking pace, dragging the guy who's like holding you by the bottom of your feet now. As he's just like limply holding on to you and you're dragging his feet along the ground. they're, like, they're all like, They all sort of sit there for a moment, and one of them goes, "Should we get to the net?" No, we don't need the net yet. Please, and a number of them pull back their sleeves, and you see they all have like a picture of like a beautiful rooster picture tattooed on their arm. We're a part of the Order of the Red Cock.
well, I considering the fact that all my life I've just been living a normal farm
Yeah.
life, again, I mean, like, none of this means
Yeah, it's
anything
like
to me. It doesn't mean anything
yeah,
to me.
yeah. He's like, we're a part of the Order of the Red Cock. We seek only to aid you in your goals.
Well, then I'm still gonna say it's just like those words mean nothing to me. I have no knowledge of your order.
And then you're
Those
gonna keep
words
trying
mean
to run
nothing to
away.
me. I have no knowledge of your order or your purpose or your true intentions. I have other matters to attend to.
So you keep rolling away, and again, one in your favor. I love how these rolls are coming out, and you just continue dragging them along. One of them goes, "Oh, get to the net," and they all start scrambling to like grab a net. And now it's their turn again, because they've
Okay.
been basically sacrificing their turn, not doing anything on it. They're gonna try and throw the net on you.
Okay.
You know, the floating chicken.
All right. Yeah, so I get a retaliatory action for that, right?
Yes.
So okay, so then obviously I'm going to try and they're going to throw the net on me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to throw the net back onto them.
Which you get a bonus die because you're using your psychic energy, and one disadvantage because they it's a counter attack. But you succeed by 2 points higher, so the thing moves 2 points in your advantage. So they throw it at you, and it like stops in midair and then flings back at them.
Okay. So with that, I'm going to is the guy still hooked on is he still grabbing my foot? I
Yes, there's still a
imagine.
guy holding your feet.
Okay, so with the net on them, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use my psychic energy. I'm going to try breaking his grip on me.
All right. But dit, dit, dit. So I imagine like when you like squeeze someone's hand till it hurts.
Yeah.
Or do you think you do that, or do you think you just like put oh well, you can only sort of grab and push things, so maybe it's more like you're grabbing his fingers and like pulling them back.
Yeah, that's basically how I imagined it. Is that like you're using your psychic energy to actually grab the grip and try to like
Yeah,
like pull the fingers back and release it.
all of his fingers glow as they like pull back, and he just he falls down, and then you're able to like fly away now as we once again get one in your favor.
Okay.
But now it's all of their turn again before you're able to like fully fly away. One of them goes,
Mhm.
"No, shit, the net didn't work. Quickly, chicken crates, chicken crates!" And they run over with like a little metal crate, and are get like one of them's basically gonna try and like jump at you and like put it over you, like they're like almost as if when you're putting like a sack over someone's head, that kind of motion.
Okay. God, chicken crazy. God damn. Okay. Let the chicken be a chicken. Yes, thank you. All right. I'm just kind of like over this right now. I'm just gonna
Mm-hmm.
try and push it. I'm gonna try and push the closest one back into the crowd of them.
So, like, what? Push the one who's jumping at you with the chicken crate back?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Uh,
like just like I threw the net. I imagine on some of them, and I
yeah.
imagine
And
that
you're
like
gonna
they got
throw
the
this
chicken
guy into
crate.
more of
Yeah,
them.
yeah. Like whoever's the closest, I'm gonna like try to like
So,
throw him
roll
into whoever's chasing me.
roll an extra die from your psychic energy. Roll with disadvantage because it's a counterattack. You still get 2 more successes. So the guy jumps at you, stops midair glowing, he just spins around, like he like jumped into air, then he just stops midair, gets spun around and thrown at them with the chicken crate going over the head of another one.
Okay, so that's good.
So now it's your turn again. I love that I kind of love that you're straight up kicking these guys' asses, because I kind of wasn't expecting you to do this good. Like, even on retaliation attacks, you're rolling well. Also, mic
Okay.
adjustments incoming.
Okay. I'm trying to think of my next move because basically, all right. I guess like what's going on now? I threw them back into I threw the one guy back into the crowd. I and then I got the net on some of them. I guess like if I could do like a perception check or something like that. What is happening around me right now?
Oh, well, you don't need to do a perception check. You can just tell, like, there's still a small handful of the guys around who want to catch you, but there's easily enough openings that you could turn and start to run instead. So you could choose to try and fight the last couple, or you could just try and run at this point.
Are they close together?
We'll say yeah. We can say they're close together for the sake of it.
I'm going to try and use my psychic abilities to just smack their heads on each other to knock them out.
You roll with an extra die. Oh, they rolled abysmally.
Oh, spectacular. Just
So that's 5 successes versus -1 success.
oh my
They
god.
they literally only hold on because of the last point rule. As you bonk their heads together and they fucking they all fall over and there's just one more left who's gonna look at you and he's just gonna run away and we're gonna call that the end of that interaction.
Okay. Spectacular. So, with that, I'm going to just run away, get away from them, collect my bearings, and then once again continue on my quest to figure out the exact source of this disturbance in the psychic world.
Mm-hmm. So you continue trying to track down where that energy is coming from, and eventually it takes you to I like it takes you to a sushi restaurant, which do you how do you think you can sense there's something giving off more psychic energy than the average person, but it's sort of like wavering and like almost like stuttering, like it's weakening, even though it's still stronger than everything else.
Okay. Hmm. All right, so then I'm going to try and investigate that. Is there anyone around?
Yeah, there's a few. It's a sushi restaurant. There's a few people
Okay,
walking
yeah.
about,
So,
going
so
in and
they're
out.
patrons and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you go in through the front door, through an upper window, or upper floor open window? Because you can sense the thing is sort of like in the upper floor.
Well, I can levitate, so just gonna try and levitate up into the floor into
Yeah,
the
and
top floor.
open a window and float in.
Yeah,
And
basically, yeah.
you notice that there's a number of the guys in the white suits here. As you float in, I imagine you're like sticking close to the rafters looking around.
Hmm.
And you recognize one of the ones you had just beaten up, like maybe like 20 minutes ago at this point, is walking in and like walks into a room where you sense the energy coming from. So you like float down in behind him, and you see that there's what appears to be a beautiful regal rooster, like big tufts on its head and like nice like well groomed feathers. But it looks
Hmm.
sickly as it's laying in a bed with it's laying in a bed, blanket over it, thermometer in its beak with an ice pack on top of it, a tiny ice pack on its head.
Okay.
And the guy walks in and's like, "I'm sorry. We were not able to bring them here. We encountered the chicken you were seeking, but we were not able to bring them here." "No, it is fine." You can hear them like speaking like in your mind the same way you can, and they say, "It is fine." Hang on. Veneer in chat, this chicken is on life support. Yes, they also have an IV drip and one of those like heart monitor devices.
Jesus Christ.
But they're like, "It is fine. They have found their way here anyway. Hello, my son."
Well, I'm okay. Okay, this is heavy. Okay. So Nugget is obviously very perplexed by this. He never knew his father. He never knew his father. He
You only have
always
the most vaguest of memories from when you were a wee chick of seeing your father, who was sold away during the trades with during the opium wars. Your father was sold away around the time you were born.
yeah. I don't imagine that. How did you end up here? I don't even I have so many questions yet I have what the heck is going on here?
I'm sorry I could not be there for you, my son, to help you understand what you were. Long ago, when you were still but a hatchling, like I imagine camera pan to the side as we enter flashback mode.
Mhm.
Our family, they were struggling financially. The war out east. It was causing financial ruin for the small farm. A man offered to purchase the most regal chicken they had, me. And so they sold me off, and I honored the deal. I would go on to trade hand from trade hand from one rich person to the next as a item of show. A psychic chicken was an unusual sight, to say the least. Soon after many trades, I would find myself here, where I would get purchased by an upstarting group in the 80s. They called themselves the Yakuza. I was purchased to be a fighter, and I was damn good at it. But one day, another bird, unlike any I had seen, was brought into the ring. He was like us, Nuggets. He had power. It was from him that I learned our true nature. We are not mere chickens, Nuggets. We are part of what was a race of psychic chickens. Hundreds of us existed. We were the focal points of psychic energy in the world. All telekinetic energy flowed from our bodies to the lesser beings around us, to humans and mythical creatures, and to turnips, the powerfully psychic turnips. And I learned from them that by killing another chicken we could gain its power, its raw energy and strength would be passed on to us, such as the blessing of the psychic chicken. I then began to hunt others of our kind. I'm not proud of it. Looking back, I realize what a mistake it truly was. The psychic barrier that we contain, it is an important one, Nugget. We protect this world from outside forces. The more power I took on, the more more of a burden I realized I held. I can fear their clawing and their scratching. Beings from other worlds seeking the destruction of this one. And it wears on me. But now we are the last of our kind, Nugget. I am not strong enough to hold up the barrier any longer. But perhaps, Nuggets, you all could be. If you took my life, you would be able to... And as he's speaking, a dart flies through and sticks him in the neck. And all of the Yakuza men turn over and look as there's a ninja hanging upside down in the doorway with a blowgun who flips up and starts to run away, and all of the Yakuza guys start chasing after him. Nuggets! How do you react? It was an agent of the Dark Hand. They knew I was growing weak. You must take my life and get my energy before I... And you feel another ripple of energy, a burst. Almost like a bomb going off underwater ripples through. And he's gone.
Son of a bitch. Okay. This is a lot to take in. Okay. Alright. So, say it was my father. I had to take his life in order for me to get more powerful. But now that he is dead, I don't have that chance anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He said that there were others like us, but now we are the last ones. So...
You are the last of your kind. The last psychic chicken.
Okay. So it still emulated an energy. Alright. There's too many questions right now. I need to...
You just sort of sat there over your father's body, devastated.
I'm more confused rather than over anything, because it's like...
So much has happened.
My father left. I never knew him. And then he suddenly comes into my life, and then he's like... you need to do this. I get that. Okay. Well, first thing that I want to do now, because I have so many questions, is that obviously the ninja who went out, is there any way that I can chase him?
You could attempt to, but as you start to go, a number of the Yakuza men are like looking at like your dead father, and they're like, no, like, I'm gonna say right now, like, rather than wasting time with another lengthy sequence, I don't think you'd be able to catch the ninja in time. I'm gonna give you a hero point for wanting to go and do it, though.
Okay.
And we're gonna sort of enter like a small time lapse here, as like they hold a funeral for your father, like of great honor, like, and they ask if you want to attend his funeral, essentially.
I suppose what I'll say is that out of respect for him, I will. I did not know him well, but...
Yeah. And a number of old retired... What were you going to say? Sorry.
No, yeah, I out of respect, I will attend his funeral. I did not know him. I didn't even know him at all. But what he said was startling, and it has piqued my interest. And I hope to learn more of what you know. So,
It's like
I
at
will humor you for now.
at the funeral, like they fund the erection of a shrine in his honor, and like they put his body in a coffin and they bury him in the shrine, and like many people come to like speak and honor him. A number of old Yakuza members that have been in hiding come back to speak on him. A number of like monks are there, like various figures show up to his funeral to speak of what a great and honorable chicken he was, and powerful as well. And like people are mourning his loss. There's a number of chickens there, like attending the funeral as well, bowing their heads. Or and like as the funeral goes on, you start to you start to garner like he was clearly a very well respected and known figure in the community. And
Hmm.
as the funeral begins to reach its close, a couple of monks start to approach you. They all wear red robes, like monk robes, and they have tattoos of chickens on on either arm. You
Okay.
must be Nugget, and they sort of like give a bow.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
We are members of the Temple of the Red Cock, founders of it. It is a Tibetan temple. We came out here when we heard what had happened. Like the implication, it's been a couple days because they it's a big event held in this funeral. But they say like we came out here when we had heard news of the event. Our most powerful of psychics could sense the moment that your father passed on. We are sorry for your loss, and we would like to make an offer to you.
What is your offer?
The world will be in danger in the coming years, as the psychic barrier that made everything, or that protected us, begins to wane. We can
What
train
is
you to understand your powers, to protect the world as you're destined to.
I have many questions in regards to a lot of what is happening.
We can help
I
answer
don't,
those questions if you'd like.
but I have a home. I have family to attend to. I have responsibilities.
We understand. We could perhaps dispatch members of the monastery to protect your home and watch over it and provide them with good fortune. If you would be willing to come and train for your destiny. You must understand that if you are not prepared for the dangers to come, the safety of your family will not be able to be assured. Far greater forces than whatever threats you have faced in the past are looming. The barrier will is growing weaker as we speak with your father's absence.
I have many questions, and I imagine that you'll give me many answers. So long as you provide safety and security to my family back in my home, then I will oblige your request.
Very well. We have brought transport for you as well. And they walk over, and like four monks are carrying on their shoulder a big like chicken, like almost like a pet carrier thing, or like but it's like decorative and like a shrine almost, like like the kind of thing an emperor would be carried in. And they kneel down so that you may enter it. Hmm.
I'm
We
going to
can.
tell them that that won't be necessary. I can walk, or if you have a simple backpack, you know, like those like
Hmm.
backpack, like you know, like how they have like those babies and like the and like a backpack or something
Yeah,
like that.
like a
I
baby
imagine like
carrier,
yeah,
or
like
like those cat
something like that for a
backpacks.
chicken. Yeah, like something like that for a chicken, like a basket on
Yeah.
someone's back. Like I will happily just rest in a basket.
You're a most
With
humble or great red cock.
please, I'm not red. I'm not red.
It is a term of our society. The Red Cock is the defender of our realm. It is an honorary title passed on from the first of the Red Cock.
Well, I will be learning more of your traditions as I go on. Where are we off to?
A temple high in the Himalayas, and like with that, like we time lapse to like the trip there, and like so when you arrive, it'd be like a temple built in the honor of the psychic chickens, and like, do you have any questions you want me to answer in regards to your place there and what's going to be expected of you going forward?
Yes, there are several things that I could pick out from their understanding. Is that, well, my father said that there were psychic beings trying to like get in, trying to destroy this realm, this world. I want to know more about them. Second, I also want to understand what this veil is. Is it something that I can manipulate, touch? What is this psychic veil that is holding them back? I need to understand more about
So,
that. If they don't have all the answers yet, like I
yeah,
get that. Maybe that's something that like I need to understand more, because like obviously these guys aren't exactly as psychically gifted
yeah,
as I am, I imagine. So I mean, like
yeah,
it's probably more of like a, like, yeah, you're gonna learn this as you go. Don't worry about it. You can get the gist though.
yeah. Like they'd explain to you that like the whole world is wrapped in this barrier of psychic energy that was formed by the presence of living creatures. But that also made it a target to outer like beings from beyond our reality who feed on such energy.
Hmm.
And in ancient times, uh, mythical creatures would come and go from our reality at a whim, and that this posed great danger. And in the early days of evolution, for the thousands of years that life evolved, this wasn't actually much of a problem, because the beings that would come were not very powerful. But the more time passed, the more powerful of entities were able to pick up on the presence of our world and the life on it and be drawn to it and begin making their way here.
Hmm.
Until, sometime in like the Middle Ages, their presence began to ramp up more and more, and the world began to be put in danger, and this order, which was at first known as the Psychic Order, was formed in order to protect humanity. And
Hmm.
they began to like hold back these entities, but as time went on, they would of course also seek out powerful psychic energies to help them. And at some point, the society would be renamed the Order of the Red Cock, after the most powerful psychic energy or entity they had ever found, the first known psychic chicken to humanity, the Red Cock.
Hmm.
And you know, the psychic chickens held the ability that when they killed each other, they could absorb the energy of the other one. And the red cock would like seek out other chickens and peacefully like welcome them into the fold. And when one would die before their death occurred, like it was expected that like they would always travel in groups, and before one could die, another one was expected to slay them before anything could happen.
And that's where the like they get their powers from that or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah. Okay.
But your father was actually, for a long time, viewed as a great evil chicken. They called
Hmm.
him the Cockslayer, because he began traveling the world, killing members of the Order of the Red Cock and chickens and others. But eventually, as the red chickens dwindled, he finally killed the Red Cock, who was still alive. And on killing it, he was overwhelmed with the energy of the barrier that the Red Cock had put up. The Red
Hmm.
Cock had long ago channeled all of his energy to create a pure barrier, a wall that blocked outer world entities from entering,
Hmm.
protecting the world. Some things could still break through, but they would need to be welcomed from our side. But now that he's died, that barrier is going to begin weakening. Now that your father's died. it's not gone yet, so there's still time. It will, like, more and more as time passes, decay. But with any luck, you may be able to grow strong enough to re-erect that barrier. And that's the hope, that if you can't at least get that strong, you'll at least grow strong enough to hold back individual entities as they come. And reinforce, like, what you will hopefully be able to do is reinforce the barrier in areas where it grows weak. You know? Because, like, your father could hold it up just through his existence because he was so strong. You're not that strong. Not like you could have been if things had gone differently. But now they have to deal with it as they can, so the plan is to train you, get you strong enough so that when the psychic barrier weakens in areas, you can go there and seal it back up. By sort of channeling your psychic energy through it.
Okay.
And... sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah. I suppose another question that I have is, since I've lived for so long, I guess my main question is that exactly what was my father afflicted with to kill him? Because considering how powerful he was and how long he lived, was it age that got him, or what? Did he catch something, or do they not know, or like
he
what?
was overwhelmed by the burden of the barrier. He spoke much in his last days of a newer, more dangerous entity having arrived, and much of his time was spent in seclusion, mentally facing off against this entity.
Okay.
And it wore on him after a while, and that's sort of the thing they're most afraid of. Like, the danger and potential of whatever that thing could be, you know, and what it could, like, what its presence might mean, you know?
Okay. I think I understand then.
And
Okay.
what would follow is a 2-year training montage of, like, you lifting rocks and dropping them and, like, learning how to bring up psychic barriers. Like, they're trying to teach you new psychic powers you didn't know, and meditation and inner peace. Meanwhile, we're splicing to back home, the constant struggle of the fox keeps trying to attack the chickens again, but a group of psychic monks show up and fucking get rid of the fox. Or like the old man is asleep under a tree and a branch is about to fall on him, but a bunch of monks jump out from the bushes and catch the branch and throw it aside.
I imagine that well, I imagine that if there are things that are happening or something that's like the farmer's old or something, and then the oh, we need to reshingle the barn or something like that. Then like they'll just offer their services and like
that's
in
another thing
disguise or something.
These your owner, he's probably the most incompetent chicken farmer in the world, because their farmer survived for generations on your intervention. So it's literally all these monks are just basically running the chicken farm. Like, they've never even gone out and gathered eggs to sell on their own. You do that for them. You load everything in a carton and put it in their truck for them, and they just think that's normal. They've never thought anything strange of it, because that's how it's always been for as long as their family remembers. So now the monks are doing that while staying hidden and out of sight.
Okay. All right. So
yeah.
2-year montage training. Okay. So after the 2 years, where are we at now?
So during the 2-year gap, we're going to give you a few things. One of them is you get a red bead necklace. That they give to you. Every like milestone you crossed, they put another bead on it. So currently, it's actually just a necklace with a singular bead, which for them it's sort of like a necklace. For you, it's more of a sash.
Okay, I understand. It's like dragging on the ground or something. It's dragging on the ground, and it's obviously too big. And then they said like, we'll get it adjusted. Don't worry.
Yeah. So actually, what we're gonna do is I'll record, like, fix this in recording on paper after session. But you are going to raise your psychic power boost by an additional point. That's one of the beads they give you. And we're going to give you some new powers in this session to reflect the years that you spend in training.
Okay.
You are going to gain the ability to create psychic barriers, basically like shields and like force fields to defend yourself.
Okay.
Where is the list of power requests you had? There it is. So yeah, you're gonna get the psychic barrier, and sorry, I'm just looking at the things.
No, yeah, there were a few. I don't know if
So you're going to get, it's Psychic Shield and Psychic Barrier are the two abilities you get. Psychic Shield is you create force fields to protect yourself. Sometimes it's a bubble, sometimes it's just a small dome in one spot, but they deflect attacks both physical and psychic.
Okay. Yeah, obviously considering the fact that it's like that's the whole gist of their purpose is that like we need to kind of seal this barrier, that's mainly what they would be
And the other thing is the psychic barrier, which is you create a field around you within a certain area that people outside that field can't see psychic actions going on. So they talk about like whenever like a battle had to be held against a psychic being, one of these barriers gets thrown up, and it like the rest of the world becomes oblivious to this fight so long as it doesn't exit that barrier.
Okay, so it's almost like a pocket universe or something like that. Or so
the way I like to put it, you know the game Okami? How when you start, have you ever played Okami or seen Okami?
No.
Okay, I guess a better example is...
I can get the gist, get the gist.
Like, think of when you enter a turn-based RPG, how it's like... And it zooms into, like, almost like a separate little world, in a sense. You create a situation like that.
Yeah. Okay, I understand.
And, like, usually, like, it dulls people's perception enough that any, like, major occurrence that does happen often gets perceived as a natural disaster of one form or another.
Okay.
One of the things they mention is, is fucking the hurricane that destroyed a nuclear power plant in Japan. That was your father fighting against an entity that had been pulled through by the same organization that killed him. That's another thing they tell you about. The Order of Darkness. The Order of Darkness is an ancient and secretive organization dedicated to letting these ancient beings into our world and bringing about the destruction of our realm, with them being promised by their lords a place in this new world order.
Okay, so I'm guessing that was probably the ninja that killed him.
Yeah, they're almost positive that that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, like that hurricane was one thing. Hurricane Katrina was your father fighting against a powerful entity. The fires in California a couple of years ago for us, that was your father fighting an entity. Oh wait, actually, would those been after this time and date?
No,
they would have. Yeah, they would have happened.
Fires have been ongoing.
Yeah,
they happen every so often. So.
Yeah, you know that family that set California on fire with a gender reveal party? That just happened to conveniently happen right next to a psychic battle, and they got the brunt of the blame.
That was like, was that 2020? Oh my god, that feel like it happened not too long ago. All right, well, yeah, then
yeah.
Okay.
And as you know, they're talking with you, you sense a strong magical disturbance. Sorry, how did I put it? As your training carries on for some time, at a certain point you feel like a strong psychic ripple coming from somewhere off in the world, and all the monks turn and look at it as well because they all sense the same energy you do, and they rush off to a room where they've got a globe that a number of monks are they have their hands up and they're all trying to sense things off it. And, at this point you've become sort of familiar with the temple, and because at this point it's now 2022, And this globe is a ancient psychic artifact that was created. It's a stone that they pumped psychic energy into, and it's a 1-to-1 scale replica of, or like smaller scale replica of the world, all the way down to people actually walking on it. But like, for context, the people would be impossibly like tiny to see with the naked eye, but with psychic energy, you can sort of focus on these areas and see what's going on.
Okay.
You know, so you've been able, I imagine you would have spent a lot of your time in training, like sitting in this room looking at your family farm. You know, like
yeah, I'm
the
just seeing what's happening.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
the
understand.
actual globe is like you know, the Epcot Center dome.
Yes.
It's about half as big as that, so it's fucking huge. And like they start like spinning it around trying to sense where it is, and they locate, you know, it's a psychic disturbance that has come from Discordant City. And, you know, they look there like they think that this is one of those beings breaking through the barrier, and they're like, all right, we need you, like it's time. You need to fucking go and fight something. You're ready. You've trained enough. You know. And they say, like, after this, you can come back here or you can return home if you really wish. We'll be able to stay in correspondence with you psychically through a number of monks that we will keep stationed near your home.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, with that, I imagine you'd, like, get ready to go, and, you know, you'd bid farewell to the friends you made during your training. You know, you've got your necklace with the 3 beads on it, and you fly off.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the end of session, but one other thing does occur. You know, in an unknown location in the world, a monk a ninja in full black makes their way through a dark room. Master, we have successfully defeated the chicken. And they hold up a necklace with a rooster on it. We captured its energy. Excellent. This'll be perfect. A man sitting in a chair, you know, like think like Inspector Gadget style villain. You know, we just see the hands on the side of the chair. Give it to one of our top men. It'll be perfect for taking out that pesky moth. There's something else, sir. They weren't the last one. What do you mean? We only had the one poison dart, but there was another chicken. And it was of the same ilk. Another one? Send men to start locating where it is immediately. Perhaps this one will be more cooperative than the last, if we're lucky. Understood, sir. And yeah, with that, we properly wrap up the session.
Okay.
Yee. Let me just boop. So, that's been Hero Infinite, Psychic Being. One other one, the ones on the shorter one. Things actually happen in a rather streamlined fashion this time around. Part of me was tempted to explore the fight you are on your way to do, but, I think it has better potential being held off to be a full session in and of itself, because, without revealing too much, if I can get things to align correctly, we may be able to make this a crossover session. And I think holding off for that could make it worthwhile. That being said, I acknowledge this session has been a little shorter than some others, so I'm going to throw a hero point at you. As, you know, like, sorry that it didn't go a lot longer.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't expect much from it since this is just an introduction session.
Exactly.
So I imagine that we'll be getting much more in depth, much more interaction once as things go on.
Exactly. And once we're able to explore you facing more threats, like this was more so to establish your character, what resources you have at hand, what powers you have, and all that.
Hmm.
What do you think of the setup so far? Do you like the direction I'm taking it?
At the moment, I like it. I honestly, I felt like more could have been done with Nugget's father because I was just like, I never met this guy, man. But other than that, I think it was. I think we're going in the right direction.
Bold of you to assume more won't be happening with your father.
Oh,
Ho ho,
oh,
foreshadowing.
okay. Now I'm curious. I thought he was the. Well, I guess that thing at the very end could have. That definitely should have like foreshadowed something. That I only met you once, and this is crazy. Yeah, yeah.
I've, I've had a
I
lot.
see it.
Also, I'm gonna quickly throw out. Thanks for making the session, Veneer, and adding so many funny bits. I know you're part of Hero Infinite, so I'll tell you what. Get a hero point for your character for being here and active in chat, because I always appreciate players showing up to the sessions. Yeah. And I'll be giving you hero points for that beautiful chicken artwork soon enough.
I'm also painting nuggets, so yeah. Spectacular.
I very much enjoyed how that whole situation went. Man, this is gonna be a fun character to play with.
Oh yeah. I imagine that I might be doing a little bit of I might have like a little bit of like a when I say like a character sheet, like all the motives and everything, just like to keep up of like okay, what's happening and everything, and I'll probably share that with you, Ulrich, so that you can kind of like I don't know. I'm thinking of what to do. I'm thinking
Man,
of what to do.
I'm really hoping that there's some very big potential that if I can get the right players together for a future session to have a really cool plot play out, but I would need to have 3 particular players all available on the same day, which I don't know how likely it is going to be that can occur.
Well, definitely throw it out there, and we'll see what I'll see
Yeah.
what I can do.
I still haven't gotten my work schedule for next week yet, which sucks because it's fucking Friday as we're recording this. I should be. Oh, hang on, I do have a message on my work app. Maybe it happened during session. Well, either way, let's wrap up the stream. I hope everybody here has enjoyed it. I'm probably gonna stream a little more later tonight, so everyone keep an eye out. Uh, you know, follow my Tumblr, follow my Twitch, subscribe to the YouTube channel, join the Gas Network Discord, follow my fucking Twitter if you want to go on that hot garbage of a website. Consume content. Yeah, I'll see y'all later though. Ta ta.
Bye bye.